Hello, and we are back at the tournament. We're still in the first round. I'm joined by Declan. Hi Declan, how's it going? Yeah. So Declan won the event last year.
I did.
Not attending this year. We won't go into details on.
No, entirely my fault. That's
nearly attended due to a late arrival.
Yeah.
But you're here anyway, so we'll drag you on the stream and we're going to just sort of deep dive into a few of these lists. So, as the winner of last year's event, who better to talk to about this sort of thing? So yes, so we're well into the first round now, parents. So what we're going to do is, if I go over to our little screen here, we will have a look at some lists. So anything you fancy looking at, Declan?
Let's go to the Sons of Behemoth. Let's look at the Stomper tribe. I'm afraid Chris has not had a good start. So
no, I think that game is literally just playing out its last rounds just to make sure that everybody's getting victories.
I think so.
Not to concede, because obviously you lose all your points.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here we go then.
So King Brod, Kraken Eater, War Stomper. So the War Stomper failed his 3d6 charge into the ogres.
Right.
And then the ogres just charged everything and took them off. And it's the ogre gluttons doing the damage.
Yeah.
Just going straight through.
Yeah.
And it was painful to watch. There's an awful lot of damage coming out.
I always found I play 100% Trog Army for Gloomspite. And I always find that their hardest matchups, and I think this will be the same said for the Sons of Behemoth, is other destruction armies.
Yeah.
So any army that can do what you do better,
yes,
is just not going to end well. And ogres that just do what Sons of Behemoth do, but better.
Absolutely.
So and we've seen that happen on the table, unfortunately.
We have. So I mean, hopefully Chris will be able to overcome the disadvantage of the standard battle tactics being quite difficult for Sons of Behemoth at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hopefully he'll pick up a win or two during the weekend. But that's pretty much that's going to be the first result in, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I've just noticed that I've actually doubled up on the overlay, which is annoying. There we go. We're actually there now. Sorry, people. I never said I was a professional. As me and Ash always say, it's all the gear and no idea.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that's it. So yeah, basic list here. Stomper tribe, which I think a lot of people still take the Breaker tribe.
Yeah.
As a popular one. I think the Beast Smasher one. Is a season too late. Coming out, being released. That was.
It was a strange decision.
Should have come out last season, really, when it would have been beneficial.
But the Stomper tribe I've tried to use. I used when the book first came out, but the Man Crusher Gargants don't really cut it, unfortunately. There's just too much that can kill them. They have to charge, and if they don't, they die.
Yeah, I don't know how you make this better.
I think it's the way you play it.
This is a 1-drop, I believe.
Yes, it looks like it. Yes.
Unify is their own 1-drop.
Oh, it might be a 3. It might be a 3-drop. There's a Kraken Eater and King Brod are not in the Footsloggers.
Are they not? Okay. Right. So I think the key with this army, and especially in that ogre matchup, is you can't. I reckon going second would help.
Yeah, and Chris said the same thing when we were chatting to him. He said that he probably should have gone second, but he didn't know what the ogres can do.
Yeah.
And the problem with the ogres is those iron blasters make you want to come forward, and actually perhaps the right thing to do is just ignore the iron blasters and try to get the charges.
Baiting you in, isn't it? It's a weird one, but like I said, I think the destruction versus destruction, and another destruction that can do the same thing better, just doesn't help. So hopefully Chris can bounce back next game.
I'm sure he can.
Hopefully he's not playing with another ogre. Play something a little bit more squishy would be preferable, I think. That's Chris's list.
Yeah. So the next one, the Mark and Toby, table 5.
So our own Mark.
Yes, absolutely. So we've seen Mark's Big Wild list. Did you have a look at Toby's?
Oh, you want to have a look at Toby?
Yeah, have a look at the fleshy cheater.
Yeah, no worries. So Toby actually attended Warhammer World as in a doubles with his flash eaters, and they placed. I think he was third. He did really well with it.
Yeah, it's a super.
It's not the same list, obviously it's 2,000 points, but you get the idea.
Absolutely, yeah. So Toby went for the suicidal charge with one of his Royal Terrorgeists.
Right.
Buffed it up to the hilt. Massive numbers of plus attacks, ability to fight twice. So he went through the. He went straight in, killed the Wargrunter screen, got his battle tactic, and then went straight for the Maw Crusher. Now, normally you'd expect the Maw Crusher to die, but no sixes on the Maw.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
And then he.
You are fishing for those, aren't you?
You are. And then pretty much he missed every single non-Maw attack, despite hitting on threes. I think he hit once out of 13 attacks.
Mark was very lucky then.
Absolutely.
But I think this table, it's two very skilled players.
Yeah.
So they both know what they're doing in relation to commanding these forces.
Yeah.
I love flesh eater courts anyway. I've got a 100% Terrorgeist one myself.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, which at one point was all you saw. But so I appreciate the Terrorgeist with that. It's a great trick.
It is. It is, and it's still very much in the balance. That one, I wouldn't like to call it.
I have started making slight jokes. I say Richard plays Slash with a new tome. I said about offering me sixes. I don't mind if he offers me sixes for my missus to hit with the Maw. I would gladly let you have your depravity for sixes.
It's a very good idea.
I don't think anyone's going to fall for that.
Well, I don't know.
Slash player is going to offer a Flesh Eater Courts player sixes to it with Terrorgeist.
No, certainly.
You'll only do it once.
Certainly not after the first time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What's he running? I don't know from this list here. I don't know what he's got to summon on, but I know he has got some summoning because
so he brought on a Vargolf 10 Crypt Ghouls.
So he's got a second Vargolf.
So he's got a second Vargolf. He brought on 10 Crypt Ghouls last time in the game he's playing, and he brought on 3 Crypt Horrors. So he must have some options flying around in that list. But I think he's got 3 summons. My guess is that's it. And he's brought them on in a corner just to threaten and make the big wow, not want to just charge straight forward.
It's a tough list. This
it is. I've always struggled against Feck. They're a good
flaming weapon is very good as well.
It is. Yes.
So
the whole gamut on. I think it was probably the flaming weapon one that went in.
Yeah, I would imagine that would make sense.
Yeah. So table 7, we've got Stormcast Dragons from Mark Wilson.
Okay.
So don't be too worried. When I first saw the dragons in the box, I thought it was entirely dragons.
Yeah.
And it is, but fortunately it's not, because he's got Karazai. So he's
not the optimised list for it.
No. And Karazai's great fun, but 550 points. I still think he's a little bit too expensive.
Do you just leave out any big dragons in a dragon list in a competitive scene?
I think so. People talked about Storm Drake, the big one, maybe coming back because of his armor save. But the Storm Drake guard are just still able to kill it. Difficulty with some of the new battle tactics. So it'll be interesting to see how Mark does, because I think he might struggle later on in the tournament to get all those battle tactics. And when you're reaching game 3 and 4,
that can be the issue with this type of list, I guess. It's a solid list though.
It is.
I think the ballista's there just because of points left.
I think so, and it fits into the battle regiment because it's artillery. So it's nice.
It's not a bad choice to put in there. You could have worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. I've got embarrassing. I've got 3 of them painted up. There used to be that people would run around with 4s. Yeah, and they were very vicious. But games moved on.
Yeah. So this is a very cool list. I like seeing that. What I want to point out, I'm just going to head on over to here.
Okay.
That's not it. Sorry, guys. This is it.
We've done there. Movement phase.
So this is our unit representation for the event. So let me just make sure that is all on the screen for you all. So, like I said, I'm not actually professional, guys. So bear with. Sorry, Declan.
Oh, no problem.
I think you can see that well enough. That's fine. It's not the best, but hey, we'll go with it. we can read it out anyway.
Yeah.
So basically, this is in order of number of models represented. So you've got Dead Walker Zombies. There's 3 units of those and 120 models.
Is that in one army, isn't it?
In one army.
It's lovely. And he's using the rats and little dogs, so he's not just using zombie models. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Lots of different models. It's great.
So I've marked out Galatian Champions as well, because whether that plays into this, whether people have gone, you know what, I'm just going to build the army how I want to build it. If I've got them, great. I'm not playing into what the season wants us to play into, or whether people are embracing the season and going, I am running these minor heroes and going for it.
Understood.
I think one of the main things for taking them, I think personally, is dependent on how good your own book's battle tactics are. I think if you've got a book that's got bad battle tactics, you rely on the General's Handbook, and half of those require Galatian Champions to score. So I think it just relies a lot on that. But yeah, so it's got squigs, we've got 3 units of those, and that's 96. So that would include the handlers, obviously.
And of course, and squigs are beating the undead at their own game. So the herders being able to rally people back on a D3. Of course, there's no rally for the squig herd.
No.
But it's a good unit, and it'll come back. And now it does mortal wounds on a 2 within 6 inches. It's had a buff or 2.
Yeah, Chaos War is very popular. We've got 4 Slaves of Darkness, all opposed to the Ever Chosen. So we've got 80 Chaos Warriors.
Wow. Gosh.
Very popular.
Yeah.
So we've got 1 Petrifex army, and there's 50 Mortek Guard in that army.
Yeah.
So they're not going anywhere very quick.
No.
The Chosen were always going to be popular, and we've got some Beast armies. So you expect these to be in high volume anyway.
Yeah.
But I think what could be interesting is if we have a look at this stat. I don't know what that means. Yeah. No, we don't. Have you done it? Okay, it's fine. I'm just getting.
Yeah, no, because someone asked, are we filling it out ourselves? And I'm like, no, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So, Shamans, shocking. Beast of Chaos. It's good to see with the new book that Beast of Chaos is still being taken.
6 of those in 2 Beasts of Chaos armies.
Yeah, there's loads and loads. And the War Chanters have always been good.
Yeah.
The Ogres have really benefited, I think, that Tyrant.
Yeah, I said from the get-go, I think my 2 biggest wins for Galatian Champions was the Tyrant and the Mega Boss.
Yeah, definitely.
They're
both, hard as nails. I mean, it was difficult to kill the Mega Boss at the best of times when he fights on death.
It's kind of what you want in the Galatian Champion, to be fair. Say you've got 4 War Chanters.
Yeah. I think there are 2 big wild lists, so that that just sort of happens naturally.
We've got 1 list with 4 big bosses.
Yeah, and he's against one of the Gloomspike Gits, so it's the Savage Aurochs have just charged, and we're waiting to see what happens when you charge a load of squig herd. I'm not sure it'll be anything good.
So yeah, I mean there's a lot of ones. There's a fair few. I think most lists. I've got a Galatian champion.
It's also just as you see the Wargod Prophet, and apologies, I always come back to Destruction, it's my list, but the Wargod Prophet, Tom Bell has one on his big wild list, and he killed it turn 1, trying to kill some Gut Rippers.
Oh, right, really?
So some people are not necessarily using them as Galatian champions, they're just accidentally there. But it's interesting to see the different ways of using things.
But yeah, so is in full swing. We've got a game finished.
Yep.
And that was the Mega Gargants versus the Ogres, and that has ended in a loss for the Sons of Behemoth, 24-4.
Oh dear. Oh well, I mean, picking up some points is good.
All helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that's the only list I've had so far come back. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to look at? Or
there's a Daughters of Cain list. So there are, I think, 2 Daughters of Cain lists. There's a Marathi and a non-Marathi. But the Marathi one is my pick for a 5-0.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, so I can't remember if it's Jonathan or Wayne. Wayne, yeah, I think so.
There we go.
Yeah, so this is very, very similar to the list that Baz Norman ran when he was here last year.
Yeah.
So last year, for those who know, last year this was Baz's first tournament. and he's gone on to win events since then, and really put in the yards with this list. It's a vicious list. I played it on the way to winning last year. I was lucky to beat him.
And it was your big hurdle, wasn't it?
It was the big hurdle. It was the big hurdle, and so I got quite a lot of luck to beat him, and Marathi and the Shadow Queen are so difficult to beat.
It's a very traditional list. This is what you would expect. I'm not sure about the sub-faction.
No, I don't know enough about them to know what the sub-faction
usually
is.
I'm used to seeing Hagnar there, but obviously this should work quite well in the same respect. It does what it says on the tin.
Absolutely, and those heart renders being sharpshooters.
I mean, they calculation champions.
Absolutely, they're going to come down and kill anything. So a great list. So that's my pick for 5-0. So I'm afraid, sorry Wayne, I've probably doomed you to a 1-4.
So we've got a prediction there. So I've asked many people for their predictions and things like that. That's yours. That's cool. There's nothing to say like your prediction could be, winner of the overall event. So with favourite game, favourite army vote, or whether it's just my personal prediction. I'm not going to go as bold as say first, but I think Rob with the sort of like Grey Lords.
Oh, it's a gorgeous army, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lovely army.
I mean, the
really
10 Blood Knights. It is wicked. The Dire Wolves are great. Got the mobility to grab objectives early on. Zombie Dragon, things like that. Plus, I'm taking into account obviously favourite army votes and stuff. It's gonna push him quite high.
It will. I mean, the Zombie Dragon, for those who don't know, is a conversion of the Dark Elf Sorceress Dragon. So it's really going to appeal to the gamers who've been in the tournament
I'm hoping to
for a
get some
while.
photos of it and get him on at some point. I really want to talk about his army and how he painted that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know how it's done.
Exactly.
Some lovely stuff there.
But that's one of my top picks. So we've got a Slayer award this year, which is kill points.
Oh, okay.
So most kill points.
Right.
I've got a prediction for it. I think the taker for that is going to be the Ogre Kragnos list.
Yeah, possibly. So my concern about the Ogre Kragnos list is I think Kragnos might die quite quickly if he fights the Lumineth. But I think an Ogre list.
It's just very smashy.
It is very smashy.
So you're going to be getting a lot of kill. I think armies that are going to struggle for that award might be the death stuff, because you're just bringing stuff back for people to kill.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anything that regen stuff, puts stuff, units back on. So I worry a little bit about maybe some of the Blue Spike players that are putting stuff back through the Loon Shrine.
Yes.
Because technically they're all fair game again.
Yeah. So the only Gloom Spike player who might be able to get the damage done is the 3 Mangalus Groups. That's a horribly vicious list that can do loads. But no, I think I'll do another thing that's bound to go wrong. I think one of the Ogre players will win that. Will win the most damage.
You'll go with that, yeah? Slayer is going to be an Ogre.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to be as bold to say.
I'm not going to say which Ogre. I'm not that brave.
I'm being that bold. It's got Kragnos in it. Surely it's smashy. But I think you can't call it, but I think say placing it's hard to tell. I think you're right on tournament points alone. The Marathi list is strong. That's going to do well if played right. That's the crucial thing as well. I think even with not an optimised list, the Dragon list is still very strong.
Yeah, it is.
Could definitely push there. I think the other storm classes as well. The two units of Fulminators. That's quite strong.
Yeah, it's got bits of everything, hasn't it? It's got a tool for every job.
Yeah, I mean, what else am I? There's a lot. There's a lot of strong lists.
I mean, the Gits have done well in recent tournaments, and there's 2 of them, and they're very different lists. I mean, they're both squids.
You can't rule off Beasts of Chaos in this.
No, especially with the ambushing.
I don't know if they can do well enough, though.
No, I think some people might be caught out by the ambushing, but once you get to game 4-5, you're unlikely to get caught out very often.
Yeah, I'm not so convinced on Maggot King this year.
Yeah, I don't know how the Maggot King are coping in the new meta.
I don't think they're.
I don't think Big War can do the battle tactics enough.
Right.
So they've both gone with Maw Crusher. I would take the extra foot bosses.
Just get enough foot bosses down and
Absolutely. I mean, you get 3 foot bosses for a Maw Crusher, and with the Galatian champions, I think that's a better.
Yeah.
So that's a better use. Better use of points.
That's fair. It goes back to what I said earlier. Like, depends what your book is looking like. If you say like they find it hard to score their battle tactics, that's when you need to really home in on those Galatian champions. Which, you know, what better Galatian champion than a mega boss on foot?
Absolutely.
Spam those mega bosses.
Spam them. Hand a Gorkum.
Literally, forget about your mounted heroes and stuff. Just spam those and just get all of your battle tactics from the General's Handbook.
Yeah.
Granted, you can only do it for 6 months.
Well, yes, yeah. I wouldn't necessarily rush out. I wouldn't rush out and buy them if you've already got them,
because they're bound to be garbage next season.
Absolutely.
So if you've got them, you've got them. If you haven't, you haven't. I'm not going to say anyone got them. Buy mega bosses en masse.
No.
But yeah, I think that's a decent overview.
I think so. Yeah.
Got your thoughts on that? That's all right, man. Thanks very much. Thanks for taking the time to do this and for offering to potentially step in if we were a player now.
No problem.
Much appreciated. Right, guys. So we will be back again during round 2. We'll go through all the pairings and things like that. Should have Ash back with me. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and follow, all that jazz. Smash the notification button to know, tell you when we're live again. So until next time, which is a bit later. Happy hobby all. Bye bye.
Cheers.